Good evening, you're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First the headlines. Aimed to witness achievements, the Royal Oman Police celebrates its annual day, which falls on the 5th of January every year. D1 of the Royal Court launches the second stage of national programme to develop youth skills to transform 100 projects to 100 technical companies. And Labour and Employment Lab in Tanfeed stresses the importance of integrated performances between supervised bodies and discusses updates of national programme for leadership development in the private sector. Those are the headlines, and now for the news in detail. The Royal Oman Police celebrated its annual day aimed many achievements in all fields of police services and security work. It opened a number of its new buildings in various wilayas of the Sultanate and modernised its e-services. During last year, the Royal Oman Police celebrated the inauguration of a number of its modern buildings as geographical commands, police centre service buildings, special task units, in addition to the noticeable developments of electronic services and updates of existing ROP electronic applications. The D1 of Royal Court launched the second phase of the National Programme for Youth Skills Development. The programme aims to prepare 100 male and female youth in the fields of the Fourth Industrial Revolution and the establishment of 100 companies to localise modern technologies. This will be achieved through an educational journey inside and outside the Sultanate, in partnership with local and international establishments. Earlier, around 1,000 male and female youths from various governorates of the Sultanate took part in the first phase of the programme, that included fields such as digital marketing and science of programming and data. The Supervisory Committee of Labour Market and Employment Laboratory in the National Programme for Economic Diversification, Tanfeed, stressed the importance of integration of roles of the bodies supervising the targeted sectors for employment and the supporting role of the Ministry of Manpower. The committee reviewed during its meeting the implementation status of the initiatives and what had been achieved with the work steps as per the data frames. It also followed up what had been implemented of the measures related to initiatives being implemented by the Labour Market and Employment Lab. The committee also discussed the latest developments with regard to the national programme for the leadership development in the private sector, analysis of the current situation of construction sectors, and the work plans for the current year. The meeting was chaired by His Excellency Sheikh Abdullah bin Nasser Al Bakri, Minister of Manpower. 14 touristic sites in various governorates of the Sultanate and integrated training programs will be developed for Omani youths to join the labour market in the tourism sector. This was stressed by His Excellency Ahmed bin Nasser Al Marazi, Minister of Tourism, as part of the Omani strategy for tourism. His Excellency valued in an interview for Shurafat Al-Majlis the role will be played by this strategy in attracting more tourists as to reach 11 million tourists by 2040, increasing the gross domestic product and contributing to the sustainable development process. He also pointed out that the strategy will be implemented in 3 phases with 16 various initiatives as part of the national programme to enhance economic diversification. His Excellency commended the initiatives of the tourism sector that seek to deal with current challenges being faced by the sector, adding that the tourism sector in the Sultanate is witnessing a good growth as per the international evaluation. Review of the activities of conventional banks denotes an annual growth in total outstanding credit of 5.3% as at the end of October 2018. According to the bulletin released by the Central Bank of Oman, the credit to the private sector increased by 3.7% to 18.8 billion Omani Rials as at the end of October 2018. Conventional banks' overall investments in securities stood at 3.2 billion Omani Rials as at the end of October 2018. Investments in government development bonds and government sukuk increased by 20.3% over the year to 1.4 billion Rials at the end of October 2018. The production of standard-grade petrol, M91, by Oman refineries has increased by 41% to touch 13.41 million barrels till the end of November 2018, over the same period of last year. However, according to data released by the National Centre for Statistics and Information, NCSI, the output of supergrade petrol M95 declined by 19% to 10.99 million barrels during January to November this year. The surge in production of standard grade petrol over supergrade petrol was supported by a significant growth in demand. The NCSI report also showed that diesel output rose by 22% to 27.57 million barrels, while aviation fuel production jumped by 89% to 12.22 million barrels during the 11-month period of 2018, over the same period of last year. The production of liquefied petroleum gas, LPG, also inclined by 17% to 6.36 million barrels during the period under review. Still to come in our news bulletin. The 18th Harbin International Ice Assemblage Sculpture Championship concludes in northeast China. Welcome back to the news from the Sultan of Oman television. The Directorate General of Health Services and the Governorate of Dhofar celebrated the honouring of health workers and governmental and private bodies participating during the time of tropical storms Mikunu and Luban. The ceremony included a visual show on efforts exerted at climate conditions and procedures taken by the health sector in the governorates. The ceremony also included honouring of employees working at health sectors from government and private institutions, which contributed in the approved emergency plan for emergency cases. The honouring ceremony was presided over by His Excellency Dr. Ahmed bin Mohammed Al Sayedi, Minister of Health. The Ministry of Commerce and Industry ended the inspection of 331 industrial establishments in various governorates of the Sultanate. They were urged to correct their legal status and comply with applicable laws and regulations. The Ministry stressed that the industrial monitoring represents a main factor to ensure the industrial establishments are following laws and regulations, organizing the industrial sector in order to improve and upgrade the efficiency of this sector, as to contribute to the development of trade and national economy. National Business Centre, affiliated to the Public Establishment for Industrial Estates, Madayan, signed a contract to incubate technology solution companies. The centre, through this step, aimed to push forward the economic growth wheel by creating awareness in entrepreneurship and inspire new youth generations to discover their abilities on establishing private institutions, in addition to create dialogue and communication on channels among society and commercial initiatives in order to honour and encourage small and medium-sized enterprises to make its presence at local markets. The Ministry of Manpower announced that the number of participants at the Award of Manpower Competition for Innovation has reached 375 projects. The award, of which its results will be announced next Wednesday, is aimed to support and enhance innovation at various fields and contribute in building knowledge-based economy on innovation, under the theme of Innovation is Partnership and Sustainability. The award will contribute in transforming the winning projects into reality so as to participate in sustainable development. An ice sculpture of footballers by a Russian team won the first prize at the 8th China Harbin Ice Assemblage Sculpture Championship that concluded yesterday in the capital of northeast China's Heilongjiang province. Sculptors from 12 countries took part in the annual event at the Harbin Ice and Snow World Park. One Mongolian team and a Chinese team won the second prize for their sculptures, respectively, named Future and Great China. The 6-day contest attracted 64 members of 16 teams from Russia, Spain, Italy, India, Ukraine, Britain, Poland, Mongolia, Egypt, Mexico, Canada, and China. The ice artists had to brave temperatures of below -10 degrees Celsius to finish their work. Each team was provided with 10 natural ice blocks carved from Harbin's river to engrave one sculpture. The blocks of ice were to be used no less than 80%. Now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Clear skies will prevail over most of the governorates, with chances of low cloud and fog late at night and early morning over the coast of the Arabian Sea. Winds will be northwesterly to north light to moderate, and seas will be slight with a maximum wave height of 1.5 meters. This is the Sultan of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. Aimed witness achievements, the Royal Oman Police celebrates its annual day, which falls on the 5th of January every year. The D1 of Royal Court launches the second stage of national programme to develop youth skills to transform 100 projects to 100 technical companies. And Labour and Employment Lab in Tanfeed stresses the importance of integrated performances between supervised bodies and discusses updates of national programme for leadership development in the private sector. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsrooms and the studio, it's good night.